Hi, Terry. I'm supposed to meet with Kyler. Is that right?
With Tyler?
Yep.
I'll just have you sign in and I'll call him.
All right.
Yep. Mr. Patton?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
All right. How's it going, sir?
All right. How are you?
All right.
I'm Kyler.
I'm Tom.
All right. Come on back. Let's borrow a superintendent's office.
Okay.
You doing some filming or?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a syndrome. I can't remember shit. CRS.
Have a seat.
All right, buddy. So, I guess what I'm here is why do you guys think you don't have to have posts
Posts?
or comments on your government page?
Yeah. So I've read the law pretty extensively, and by no means an expert. There's a couple of different
There-
cases that you're referring to. The Knight versus Trump case, or Trump versus Knight case, more accurately. My understanding of that is that that's disallowing government individuals or entities from blocking people from seeing what's on their page, and we're not doing that. So that's not really applicable. The other one is about selectively removing or saying only certain people can comment here, only certain, if you comment something we don't like, we're taking it down. And what we're doing is a little bit different from that. What we're doing is we're saying, hey, listen, when we post an announcement, we're disabling comments in their entirety. And so the announcements, and the reason for that, and this is our perspective on this, is we are super happy on pictures of kids, pictures of activities, to let people, tag their families and stuff. That's fine.
Would you be interested on reading something I got here for you?
Sure, of course.
You're gonna have to give me a second.
That's fine.
There it is. Here's pretty much from the top, on down.
Okay. What is this?
Different cases pertaining to this. This is the ACLU site.
Yeah.
And I understand you guys think that you can just disable comments, but anything you post on there has the right to have comments. I understand that the courts have given you guys an opportunity that if people are off subject, well, yeah, you can delete their posts and block them on the comments of that issue. But that's off subject of what you're posting about.
Give me a second to read this. Sorry.
Yeah, not a problem,
I'm not
sir.
great at paying attention to things at once. I'm trying to listen and also.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I
So,
can.
and we're not disputing that we're a government actor. We're certainly a government entity, right? We're obviously, this isn't a, and what the dispute with
LinkedIn and Freed and
yes,
Trump.
that's
Yes,
what Freed. Yeah,
they
the
were
Freed one was about: is this individual a government actor?
Yeah.
We're not disputing that we're a government actor. We have no. We're obviously a government actor. Our belief, and again, I'm reading this again just real quick. Our belief here is that we're able. And this says when public officials are engaging as government actors, they're not allowed to censor you based on your viewpoint, and that's not what we're doing.
But it also talks about, say, in the POTUS one up above, how when you guys have posts, I mean, people are able to comment on the posts.
I'm not seeing that. Sure.
It's gonna have POTUS at the very end of the.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gotten there yet.
You're gonna have to give me a second.
That's
on
fine.
this. But I mean, if you follow into this and say you talk to your legal people, I mean, they're going to tell you that what I'm quoting is fact. I'm not going to speak
I
to
have
you.
no doubt that what you're quoting is accurate. What I'm saying is I don't believe it applies to what we're doing.
You allowed 5 posts to agree with you. It looks like you turned them off because you got some dissenting opinions.
I don't believe we've done that. Where have we done that?
Here. Let me open the Facebook for you.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not trying to have an argument here.
No, not at all.
I understand you guys' position, and you guys think that you can do what you want as a government agency. But here's the post we're here about, right? So when you go into the comments, 3 of these, or 4 of these, if you want to get technical, are government people. 3 of them work for the school district in some form or fashion, or the college. This lady works at a government agency as well.
Okay.
And this lady has children at the school from the research that I can do on this matter.
Sure. So I don't see a negative comment in these.
But that's my point. When you turn off comments and disable comments on Facebook, you're able to delete. What it appears right now is you have deleted comments that you didn't like that were dissenting.
That's not true, sir.
But I mean, it doesn't show that because once you turn off comments, nobody can see that. That's my irritation with this. It may not be as it appears, but you got to understand, me being on this side of it. Well, when they turn off comments, because maybe they got some dissenting opinions, I was getting ready to post on that and quote the cases. And I mean, it's not legal.
You were getting ready to post what? Sorry.
On that issue right there.
About our intention to.
And then I found out when I went to post, all comments have been disabled. You allowed 5 other comments before.
Yeah, and so what happened there was there's a manual button I have to click to turn comments off.
And you're not allowed to turn off comments on a government page. I mean, that's as far up as the White House not being able to turn off comments. And federal law will supersede any law that you get in front of me.
I'm telling you, I believe that you're mistaken. I believe that we're not allowed to censor comments based on viewpoint.
And censoring comments means that you're not allowed to block any comments.
Based on viewpoint.
If you post it,
that's correct. I'm sorry.
if you post it, sir, I mean,
the ACLU says we're not allowed to censor comments based on viewpoint. The Freed case says we're not allowed to censor comments based on viewpoint. That's not what we're doing.
School board
We're
blocking
disabling
comments.
commenting, period.
This is the only time that the Supreme Court has allowed you guys to do any kind of.
Oh, this is from a site called the 74.
And I get that, but I can get the Supreme Court case on that if you'd like. I haven't done this without the research, sir. That's just the
I've
easy.
also done quite a bit of research on this. I'm not trying to.
And I'm not going to argue with you. If we're not going to be able to come to an agreement, then, I mean, you're not able to block any comments on any post.
I haven't seen evidence of that yet. This says block constituents, not block comments. This says school board members can block constituents. That's specific individuals. Disabling comments is not the same thing. Disabling comments at large is not the same thing. If we were to say Thomas Patton can't comment on our stuff, that would be a different thing than saying nobody can comment on our stuff.
Okay. And you allowed 5 other people to post on this.
Well, and that was something that happened, kind of slipped in, but in between me being able to, and that's an error on my part, but it's not by any means an intentional censoring of anything, and I don't believe it's a censoring.
It looks
of
like
anything.
a stifling is what it looks like, sir.
Well, I appreciate what it looks like, but I believe legally that's not what it is.
Okay.
And again, it's important to us. Appearances matter. We certainly are intending to be as, and I believe.
And I
we
mean,
are.
something as big as this issue at hand.
And what would your comment have been?
I mean, it's a Fourth Amendment violation. You don't have the right to. I'll sit there and I'll hold my ID to the window. I'm on the list. If you make the parents give you a list, how are you going to change what they give you?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
How are you going to stop them from coming in? How are you going to stop anything? I mean, I have grandchildren in this
Sure.
school. I'm going to have more grandchildren when my son has grandchildren. So, I mean, you guys are going to be stuck with me for a long
And
time.
we're happy to have you, sir. But the issue is that we are tasked with protecting our students and teachers.
And I get that, but let's quit pussyfooting around about that right there. I mean, that isn't going to give you guys anything. There's nobody here with the education to assess a threat. You want to do what's right, then give them what the judges and the DAs have. There should be a metal detector with a guard there that's an armed cop, just like the damn judges and the DAs have. We should quit pussyfooting around about this issue and fix it. I mean, you want to get real technical about the system that's in place, it's not even foolproof. We can
Certainly
go.
not, but we're trying to increase the level of security. To the
But how is this going to help when all you're going to do is say you get somebody like me that you guys don't like hearing, you're going to use that against me and stifle me or stop me.
None of that would. Well, first of all, we do have the legal right to trespass somebody if we want, but we would not do that based on. That's not what this process is.
You do, but it's only when they're committing a crime.
We have several legal.
This is a government
options.
paid place by the
Absolutely,
taxpayer.
but it is a place that we are tasked with the safety of. We can't just let. We're not required to just let people in here. We lock the doors on the buildings.
And I'm more than willing to have that conversation with the officer, because unless I'm doing something illegal, there cannot be a trespass created, sir.
No, certainly we would only trespass an individual if there was something. If there was a reason.
Disorderly
We wouldn't just do it.
conduct.
Right,
I
of course,
mean,
we wouldn't just do it offhand, and we would not be able to do it exclusively because somebody was somebody that we had a personal disagreement with.
And I mean,
And we haven't done that, and we wouldn't do that.
I'd hope not, but that you get where it goes. I
We
mean,
don't have any capacity to do that, or intention for that matter.
I mean, when you're looking at people's background, you guys don't have any right to it.
I don't think that's accurate, sir. It's
I mean,
a very common practice in school buildings across the country.
Then what?
including in this
My question is for you: if it's so legal, you get a list from all the parents. Why don't you compile a grand
Because
list?
we have people that visit from time to time.
Can I finish?
Absolutely, I'm sorry.
Can you? Why don't you compile a grand list of all these names that have been given to you from all the parents for the registration, and then why isn't it taken down to the police station or the sheriff's department with the people that have the knowledge in the training on how to evaluate a threat? Because it's not legal. That's why it doesn't go that way, sir. I mean, I'm just being completely honest. It would be as simple as that.
It's not legal to background check people who are entering our buildings. It's not legal to background check our employees. It's not legal to background
It's not
check.
legal to background check the people that are on the list. No.
Hey, how are you? I'm borrowing your office.
How you doing?
How are
This
you?
is Thomas Patton. This is our superintendent, Dr. Neal.
You're welcome to borrow my office.
Yeah, thank you. I
I
feel it
just
was
had
easier
to,
than walking down to mine.
I had to print something,
Yeah,
so we'll sneak over here.
very good. Hey, Ben, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Certainly. Now, listen. Again,
I mean,
I'm not. I'm not a legal expert here, but I do know that it's extremely common practice to have ID readers, to have.
I do know that when people come and help you guys here, yes, you background check.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys are a family-orientated place here in this building where this whatever the children are. I get that this is also the administration building, but the children that are here that I'm talking about are the ones. I mean, you're gonna stop somebody from coming in when they're on the list. I could see if they were a sex offender.
And
I mean,
honestly,
but you
again,
have-
my expertise on this is limited, but that's probably the large extent of where we're going.
But
We're
you
not
have
talking about-
access to all allow that, sir. I mean, you could go through the list and go through the names, and the information's out there. This isn't.
And again, I'm not super well versed on what's being done in these checks. I don't know to the extent of which. I don't know how. I don't believe that they're showing like, hey, this person has this or that specific. But I do know that it is public information. It is information that we have every right to have access to.
And
like
I get
any
that.
individual.
But if you're smart enough to get it, then you can have it. It's not as easy as you think it is to get information on people.
To look, well,
I mean, it is
There's
when
a
you
process,
file to the
certainly.
courts, maybe.
but it is
But when
regardless
you
of
go to a
information.
police station or a sheriff's department for a background check,
Right.
it's not as easy as just giving the name.
Sure. But what I'm saying is this information is publicly accessible under the right circumstances. And again, I'm not the expert on this. What I'm somewhat of an expert on is the social media policy. The social media policy is really unrelated to the issue of the background checks. They're really kind of two separate things. But I appreciate that feedback, and we'll certainly have these
Well,
conversations.
it's not separate because this is the issue at hand that I'm talking about.
Well,
We're
we're talking
issue.
about two separate things, right? We're talking about, are we as a government entity allowed to disable comments on a social post, which I contend that
And
we
you asked me what my comment
and
would
you
have
asked me
been.
separate. Yes, I asked you separately what your comment would have been, and that's
And-
really information that I'm happy to receive. But I'm not super prepared necessarily as the expert on this information. On this
And I get
concept
it.
to discuss.
I
So,
get it.
yeah. So again, not.
And I'm
my
not trying to.
understanding
I'm
of
not
this- no,
trying
I
to be an
appreciate
asshole,
that, sir.
man.
No,
I'm
you're
not.
fine. You're fine, and I'm not either. And I hope that you appreciate.
Oh,
that.
I do. I mean, you've been very
I
respectful.
appreciate it. I certainly, that's my intention. But anyway, as I said, I feel quite confident that when it comes to the social side, the social media side of things, although we may disagree, that our flexibility of disabling comments at large is acceptable legally, and it's a policy that unless we're given legal reason to stop is currently the policy we're going to continue to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm happy to have received this. And the way we invite these sorts of comments is just like we're having right now. Come in and talk to us, send us an email, speak at a school board meeting. All these things are perfectly acceptable
And-
alternatives. Yeah.
I mean, I plan to be in the school board meeting.
And you're welcome. You're a public citizen. You're welcome to be here.
I appreciate it.
We're happy to have you.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be a thorn in you guys' side, but there's certain things, man, I stand for Constitution. Without the Constitution, we don't have
I
anything.
have no disagreement
So,
with you.
I
I'm a
mean,
big supporter
and
of
that's
the
how the
Constitution.
government agencies are kept in check.
I 100% agree, and again, the Supreme Court has interpreted the Constitution in many ways, and I believe that, in terms at least of the social media policy, I believe that we're within our rights.
You're stifling free speech, the First Amendment.
I disagree, and we can just
We can agree to
We
disagree.
can agree to
I
disagree.
mean, it's no big deal.
I appreciate that. Anyway, is there anything else that I can help you with? I appreciate your feedback on the scanners. We'll certainly factor that in, and it sounds like you have an intention to speak with the school board as well, and I invite you to do so.
Yep.
But is there anything else I can help you with while I've
Nope.
got you?
Nope, I guess, I mean, I gave you the email, I gave you I mean, it's put on notice is what it is, so I do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure to have you in. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Let me
Yep.
give you a better handshake. That wasn't my best. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so
Is
much.
it Tom?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, and I mean, not trying to be a dick.
No, you're just fine. You have a strong opinion and a strong belief, and I respect and support that.
A lot of people
And I
died,
appreciate you coming to talk to me about it rather than just rabble-rousing out in the community.
and a lot of people
Yeah.
died for these rights, sir, that's why I
Certainly, and
stand on them.
listen, I support and appreciate these rights. We have a different opinion on the interpretation of what necessarily
Yep, yep,
requirements are.
yep,
Thank you so much for coming in.
thank you.
Have a lovely rest of your day.
You too,
Yeah.
bye. So, there it is. They think that they can do what they want, whenever they want. Just more tyrannical stuff in the U.S., huh?